Hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. So how are you guys? Today we are going to discuss about this guy called Engonga. I know all of you know this guy called Engonga, this guy from Equatorial Guinea. This is the real goat in entire Africa, and this guy happens to be now trending worldwide. Engonga now tends to be trending worldwide. Now, what this guy did, he went ahead. This guy was born from a rich family. This guy, you know, people from, I think he was just from a wealthy family among the members of the Equatorial Guinea. Now, this guy went ahead and slept with the security of the president's wife, you know, his pastor's wife, the attorney general's wife, his younger sisters, friends, 15 friends. There were around 15 friends of his younger sister. This guy, he went ahead and slept with the pregnant wife to his uncle. Just imagine, this guy went ahead and slept with his uncle's pregnant wife. Now, this guy stands out to be so stunning. Right now, this guy is everywhere. He's in every blog, you know. And this guy, he has now decided to make a headline. Like, you can just follow from bit to bit. Like this guy, he has a story now. He is now the top trending person in Africa and in entire world. This guy, he was in charge. He was the director of I don't know, it was something to do with funds. He happened to manage fund, foreign affairs, you know. Engonga happened to manage, I think, funds, and he also managed to run some foreign affairs. He was also the head to security states on his country. And the clear background of this guy was, he had, as I told you earlier, this guy was born from a wealthy family, and he was married to one wife, and this guy had about 6 kids. Yeah, he had 6 kids whom all were boys with a lady, one girl. Now you can imagine if this was something that could have happened, that they were not married women. Let's look at this thing in this perspective. If Engonga could have gone ahead and slept with 400 ladies but are non-married, young upcoming ladies, and you know well African culture, how people tend to criticize such cultural norms. You know, the African culture tend to curb and eradicate these people who go ahead and sleep with other people's wives, you know. Now, let's look at on this perspective. What if Engonga could have slept with an unmarried ladies, let's say age 25 and below, because these 400 ladies that this guy slept with were above 25. Now let's assume this guy slept with age 25 and below. Can you imagine the radical that these ladies could have faced? Can you imagine the kind of critiques these ladies could have faced if Engonga just came out and decided, now, you know, now being that I have money and have stuff, now I can go ahead and sleep with these young ladies? In that case, can you imagine how men, in this case, when I speak of men, I speak of people age 30 and beyond, and when I speak of women, people of age 30 and beyond. Can you imagine how men and women could be on these people's neck? And now imagine if it was a lady who could have done this kind of thing, going ahead and sleeping with 400 men, 400 different men, and recording, having time to record. Can you come and join these dots? How bad would it sound? And how would people look at this lady? Now, being that he's a man and is somebody who has money and has everything, people will not talk ill about it. People won't see this thing as something that was something that was odd to do. People take it lightly. People just took it, trended it, it made headlines with it, and never took into consideration the other aspect of these ladies. And thereafter, a lady was confronted by his husband. There was a lady who was just confronted, being that her video also leaked on the other videos that this guy had leaked. Now, can you just try to imagine over 400 women, and let's just assume, because we cannot be sure that all of them were married by then. And if they were not married, can you imagine the state of their marriage as per now? After these videos coming out, after this guy coming out with this creepy and all kind of stuff. Can you imagine the kind of insecurity? And these people are in constant grooves with each other. When you are a man or you are a lady and you are married to an individual and you come across this thing, just imagine the kind of pain, imagine the kind of embarrassment. Now marriage is something that is always publicized. You love publicizing marriage. People come out and say, now I'm married to this so and so, now I'm married to Engonga. And when these things comes out, can you imagine the kind of trauma? Can you imagine the kind of stigma? Not only to this man, also to the women he slept with. Can you imagine the kind of stigma the women this guy had slept with are going through? Can you imagine the kind of stigma even the man is going through? I came across a post. This guy said that these videos were kind of AI generated videos. That was just a defense. If you haven't gone through all those videos, I bet you that thing we cannot say. Yes, now technology is advanced and we can speak of AI generation. People tend to use AI in different forms. And when you look at those videos, when you start from the first video to the last video, we won't say that this one was just an AI edited video. This was something these people were on a mutual agreement. These people stood out and agreed, now we are going to do this thing. And perhaps sad enough, it happened that there were even some videos that this guy recorded in the office. There are even some videos that this guy recorded at the roadside. There are even some videos this guy recorded married women. And if we keep on being silent about all these things, no, because now we can say that it is normal doing such kind of things. It is normal sleeping around with men, sleeping around with women. But it's not normal sleeping around with 400 women. It's not normal sleeping around 400 men. Now, I took my a bit of my time and did some little of calculation. And calculated if this guy could have been sleeping with these ladies per day, one girl per day, this guy could have taken him about it could have taken this guy about 1 year, because a year has about 365 days. Out of 365 days in a year, this guy is left with I think 5 days. You see, because it was around 400 women. Now this guy went a full year chewing ladies. This guy Engonga went all 1 year, 365 days plus an extra 5 days of the next year, of the other year, just sleeping around with women and recording. And this is an activity that we can say that it took him a year to do. It means that this guy, let's assume that he was in the office, like when we say that you can stay in office for about 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. Let's assume that this guy was in an office for about 10 years and he had consistent money flow. Money security was safe. This guy had no issues with his money security funds and everything. We can say that this guy slept with these ladies, a minimum of 30 ladies per year. If this guy stayed in an office for about 10 years, this calculation is about 10 years, 12 to 10 to 12 girls in a year. It's kinda Not even possible. It's the logic is not even possible, because a normal man, hey, can you just decide and sleep around with 10 different women in a year? You're assuming that this guy stayed in office for about 10 years. Could it just be something that could be possible, that a man sleeps with about 12 women in a year? I think, unless I don't have that energy, but it's not possible. It's not really possible. But you see, this guy was able to, with my calculation, was able to sleep with around 10 to 12 or 15 ladies in a span of an year. So this guy was a goat. This guy should be crowned goated, because this is something that he broke even the World Guinea record. 400 women minus the unrecorded. So this guy, basically, we can say that if this one was just videos that were recorded, what about the videos that were unrecorded? We can again give it an hypothesis that this guy slept around with about 500 to 550 women, because let's assume if 400 were able to accept that, yes, we are going to sleep with you and make sure you record us. Now, what about those who he slept with and refused their privacy not to be unveiled? Can you join the dots? Can you just try and join the dots? And this thing is something that it's down, and it's even normal. It's even normal for current generation. Let's say current generation, because even the statistics says that about 70% of ladies and men watch porn before going to sleep. 70% of men, of youths, watch porn before going to sleep. That's why you tend to come across many people exposed either in Telegram or Facebook or Instagram. These leaks comes out because most youths currently take most of their time watching porn and doing some nasty video calls, some nasty conversations on phone. People right now are so much mentally that are polluted with sexual intercourse activity. Like they are sexually polluted. They have a sexually polluted mind. That's why basically you can say that in the current regime and the current generation, people tend to be so much glued into these sexual anxiety issues. People tend, you see, and if you think this was so odd, why can't we even speak of a woman who is on Snapchat? Why can't we even speak of a man who is on Snapchat, that he can have about 1.2k people streaming him or her? 1.2 ladies, 1.2 men streaming somebody on this illegal webs. I don't know if they're illegal, but on this nasty website like Snapchat. If we are crowning this Engonga a goat, sleeping around with 400 women, then we should also crown these people on the Snapchat the goat, because some of them even tend to have even 5k views per session. And now imagine these people that are being this guy or this lady does his act to 5k people or 1.2 or 1k people. Now, can you see this thing? It's just a matter of it's only that this guy, his has come out, but we have people who even do even worse than this guy has done. There are people that even do the most creepiest, that the weirdest in your even world of dream, in your weirdest thought, you will find some people even doing the worst than this person even did. Let's not take this thing as a normal thing, or let's not take it as a weird thing. Let's just take it casual, because if you take it so weird and yet there are some people who even do worse than he did, then it's not even making sense, because people out here do wrong. Like, people are out here trying to do, no, we cannot say better, but they're trying to do craziest thing in the name of making money. If that was so weird, what about when women come and take a whole finger, is this an arm, a whole arm, and put it in their kasusu? If that is abnormal, why can't we now not speak of a lady taking a feet and placing it in another lady's kasusu. If that's not enough, why can't we even not speak of somebody taking a head, like this old head, and sinking it in a lady's kasusu? You see, these things, there are things that are now happening. There are things that are now normal. Besides Engonga doing all those things, we will see that if a person comes out and does something that makes sense, something that is recommendable, nobody will tend to bother him so much. No one will, let's say that no one will try and even make this thing so public the way Engonga has been made public. You see, let me say that I've come across somebody. I've gone ahead and helped some street children, help some widows. You know, that thing won't trend because it's something of positive impact. But when negativity arises, people will be out here trying to make it so damn crazy. People will make a hype out of it. People will trend it all over. But when it comes down to positivity, positive ideas on how to grow things, ideas on how to build skills, ideas on how to do things, nobody will come out and say, now you have this guy who is now so innovative, he has invented this from this. People will never trend such a person. But now let's summarize that. When I come out and sleep with a woman, the whole world will know. When I come out and sleep with women, the whole world will know.